For decades, the F-15 Eagle has ruled the skies with unmatched power. Trusted by many nations, this iconic fighter jet has proven its dominance time and again. While others may share features, the Eagle stands out for one reason: its unmatched ability to evolve and stay relevant in modern warfare. Now, the U.S. has introduced the latest evolution, the F-15EX Eagle II. More lethal than ever, it's built to intimidate. But what gives this jet its edge? And how does it stay efficient amid rapid tech shifts? Let's explore the battle-ready strength of America's newest air superiority fighter. The Air Force is set to receive a new addition to its fleet, the F-15EX Eagle II from Boeing's Lot 2 production. This cutting-edge fighter will join the 142nd Wing of the Oregon Air National Guard, signaling a major step in updating U.S. air defenses. Boeing Defense recently confirmed delivery with a post and photo of the jet. But this isn't just a replacement. It's a leap in capability. Based in Portland, the 142nd Wing has long defended U.S. airspace, especially over the Pacific Northwest. Until now, they've flown the F-15C, a solid but aging jet from the late 70s. The F-15EX brings upgrades in speed, firepower, and tech. To understand how far we've come, we need to go back to the Vietnam War. Back then, the U.S. Air Force and Navy had different ideas about the next fighter jet. The belief was that long-range missiles would dominate air combat, so jets were designed for speed and radar, not agility. The F-4 Phantom II, used across U.S. forces, had no built-in gun. It was fast and powerful, ideal for facing Soviet-made jets like the MiG-21. But real-world combat told a different story. Pilots often had to engage in close-range dogfights, where agility mattered more than speed. The F-4 struggled against the nimble MiG-21, and missiles failed more often than expected. This forced a change in thinking. The F-4 was eventually upgraded with a built-in Vulcan cannon. More importantly, the Air Force began to value agility and maneuverability. One of the key voices behind this shift was John Boyd, an Air Force strategist. His energy maneuverability theory emphasized agility and thrust-to-weight ratios over speed alone. Boyd's ideas inspired a group called the Fighter Mafia, who pushed for small, agile jets that could be produced in large numbers. Their ideal fighter had a 1-to-1 thrust-to-weight ratio, Mach 2.3 speed, and a lightweight 40,000 pounds frame. At the same time, Defense Secretary Robert McNamara pushed for a common fighter for both the Navy and Air Force, leading to the TFX program and the creation of the F-111. But the Navy soon found the F-111 unsuitable and launched its own VFX program to build a true naval fighter. Meanwhile, the Air Force also needed a low-cost, short-range fighter to replace older jets like the F-100 Super Sabre. The Navy preferred the A-4 Skyhawk and A-7 Corsair II, while the Air Force considered the versatile F-5. But they realized a pure attack aircraft wouldn't suffice. They needed a jet that could also control the skies. After 18 months of analysis, the conclusion was clear. Each branch had unique needs. The Navy needed range and versatility. The Air Force demanded agility and performance. This led to two separate development paths, forever shaping the future of U.S. air combat. By early 1965, a report recommended the Air Force buy either the F-5 or A-7 temporarily, but also start designing a high-performance fighter. That vision would eventually become the legendary F-15, a jet built not just to fly, but to dominate. The need for a better fighter became clear in April 1965, when two F-105 Thunder Chiefs were shot down by older MiG-17s over North Vietnam. It proved speed alone wasn't enough. Agility was just as vital. That same month, Pentagon official Harold Brown urged the Air Force to evaluate the F-5 while starting a new fighter study, what became the FX program. Initial plans called for 800 to 1,000 aircraft focused on maneuverability over speed. While some pushed for Mach 3 capability, General Gabriel Dizosway, who took over Tactical Air Command in August 1965, proposed scaling it down to Mach 2.5 to cut costs. By October 1965, the Air Force finalized its requirements for a new air superiority jet. In December, a request for proposals was sent to 13 manufacturers. Meanwhile, in November, The A-7 was selected over the F-5 for ground attack, making it even more urgent to develop a fighter built purely for air combat. In 1967, the Soviets shocked the U.S. by unveiling the MiG-25, a high-speed interceptor with stainless steel construction, Mach 2.8 speed, and a massive wing, built to withstand high-altitude heat. It appeared superior to all American jets at the time and resembled U.S. high-performance concepts. The MiG-23 also raised concerns by seemingly outperforming the F-4 Phantom. To maintain air dominance, the Air Force needed a powerful new jet. While some wanted a multi-role platform, others insisted on a dedicated air superiority fighter to counter the MiG-25. Around this time, the Navy dropped its VFAX project in favor of the agile F-14 Tomcat. Fearing the Navy's fighter might be forced onto the Air Force, a final decision was made in 1968. The new jet will be designed strictly for air superiority. That year, the Air Force officially invited aerospace firms to submit designs. The new fighter had to be a single-seater, weigh about 40,000 pounds at takeoff, feature twin engines for quick throttle response, and reach Mach 2.5. It also needed powerful radar for long-range detection and some stealthy features. By December 1968, for companies submitted designs, General Dynamics was dropped, leaving Fairchild Republic, North American Rockwell, and McDonnell Douglas. In June 1969, all submitted technical proposals. On December 23, 1969, McDonnell Douglas won the contract. To avoid delays, the project skipped a full prototype phase and moved directly to development. The design resembled the twin-tail F-14 but used fixed wings based on NASA wind tunnel tests. Eventually, these large and complex concepts were scaled back, giving birth to a refined F-15 built for pure air superiority. The first models were the single-seat F-15A and the two-seat TF-15, later renamed F-15B. Powered by Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, it achieved a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1:1, making it highly agile. A planned 25mm cannon was canceled, so it retained the reliable M61 Vulcan gun. It carried 4 Sparrow missiles in low-drag positions, and its wide fuselage provided extra lift. Initially designed for 4,000 flight hours, later upgrades extended that to 8,000 plus. The first F-15A flew on July 27, 1972, followed by the F-15B in 1973. Equipped with advanced look-down/shoot-down radar, it could target low-flying enemies while ignoring ground clutter. Its streamlined cockpit featured simplified controls for single pilot use, and a clear canopy frame improved visibility, unlike the older F-14 or F-4. As the U.S.'s first dedicated air superiority fighter since the F-86 Sabre, the F-15 quickly became popular with allies like Israel and Japan. While some criticized its size and cost, which led to lighter fighters like the F-16 and F/18, the F-15 still proved itself as one of the most dominant air superiority fighters ever built. Once the world's top fighter, the F-15 Eagle began to show its age as newer threats and tech emerged. What was once unmatched started falling behind. By 2010, the U.S. Air Force faced a major issue. Its fighter fleet was aging fast, and there weren't enough new jets to replace them. Post-Cold War budget cuts and years of focus on counterterrorism delayed upgrades. The original plan was to replace older F-15AD models with 381 F-22 Raptors, but production ended early in 2009 at just 187 jets. To fill the gap, the Air Force extended the life of 179 F-15C/DS into the 2030s. These upgraded models, dubbed F-15-2040C or Golden Eagles, got new tech like advanced radar, infrared search and track, IRSD, and a powerful PAWS, Eagle Passive Active Warning and Survivability System. The F-15E Strike Eagle fleet also received similar upgrades. Boeing and BAE Systems were contracted in 2015 to develop a PAWS, helping keep the F-15 relevant. But by the mid-2010s, it became clear that upgrades alone couldn't solve the problem. The fleet was aging too fast, and costs to maintain the jets were rising. At the same time, the F-35 program faced delays, creating a capability gap. Some pushed to restart F-22 production, but reviving the line was too costly. A new plan was needed, one that could replace old F-15s and complement the delayed F-35 rollout. This led to the F-15EX, a modernized Eagle designed as a bridge between legacy and next-gen fighters. With better avionics, more missiles, and advanced electronic warfare systems, it offered a cost-effective solution while new technologies were still maturing. The Air Force's struggles showed how earlier decisions, like cutting F-22 production, had long-term effects. As threats evolve, staying ahead in air combat means constant adaptation. Whether through upgrades or new aircraft, air superiority remains critical to U.S. strategy. Meanwhile, Boeing had been upgrading the F-15E for allies, resulting in the advanced Eagle series. The F-15SA flew first in 2013, followed by Qatar's F-15QA in 2017. Around this time, studies showed that a mix of 4th and 5th-gen fighters was more affordable than relying solely on stealth platforms like the F-35. That led to talks between Boeing and the USAF about a new version, the F-15X, meant to replace aging F-15C/DS. Boeing proposed two variants, a single-seat F-15CX and two-seat F-15EX. Since only two-seat jets were still in production, the Air Force chose the EX to cut costs. In 2019, the U.S. approved funding for 8 F-15EX jets in the 2020 budget, launching production without expensive setup. This kept Boeing's St. Louis plant active and preserved competition in U.S. defense manufacturing. The F-15EX introduced major upgrades, ASA radar, IRSD, and a next-gen electronic warfare suite. It also borrowed from the F-15QA, featuring a stronger airframe rated for 20,000 flight hours, a new cockpit, and upgraded flight controls. A key feature is the Amber missile rack, allowing it to carry up to 22 air-to-air missiles, more than any other Eagle. While it lacks stealth like the F-22 or F-35, the F-15EX plays a vital role: homeland defense, base protection, no-fly enforcement, and carrying standoff weapons to support stealth jets. In July 2020, the U.S. Defense Department ordered 8 F-15EX jets for $1.2 billion over 3 years. The jet had its first flight on February 2nd, 2021, and was officially named the Eagle II on April 7th, 2021. That year's defense budget added funds for 12 more, raising the order to 20, with plans to eventually buy 144. But by May 2022, the Air Force reduced the total to 80 jets. One key change was dropping the conformal fuel tanks on the first operational F-15EX, a move that reduced weight but slightly cut range. Still, the EX remains a major upgrade over earlier models. While retaining the F-15's proven airframe and twin-engine power, the F-15EX adds advanced features. Its standout is the open mission systems architecture, allowing for fast upgrades in weapons and software without redesigning the jet. The older F-15C lacks this flexibility. Inside, the F-15EX cockpit is fully modernized, featuring fly-by-wire controls, a digital display, and a high-speed onboard computer that enhances pilot awareness and decision-making in combat. Its firepower is also next level. The APG-82 radar gives extended detection and tracking range, while the Pulse electronic warfare system helps jam enemy radar, detect incoming missiles, and improve survivability. But what truly sets the F-15EX apart is its weapon capacity. It can carry over 29,000 pounds of munitions on 12 external hardpoints plus 2 conformal stations, making it the most heavily armed fighter in the Air Force. Unlike the F-15C, the EX can strike both air and ground targets and is even ready for future hypersonic weapons. It's also built to last, with an airframe rated for 20,000 flight hours, doubling the life of older Eagles. The 2024 defense budget includes funding for 24 more F-15E×S, bringing the planned fleet to 104 aircraft. While it's not stealthy like the F-22 or F-35, the F-15EX fills a critical role, delivering firepower, flexibility, and durability at lower cost. With the arrival of the third F-15EX, the 142nd Wing is preparing not just to protect U.S. airspace, but to dominate it. More deliveries are expected in 2025, keeping the Air Force on the front line of global air power.